I'm bored with life. I don't like life. I don't like people. I don't like living it, basically.
We're here to...
Görüp görebileceğiniz en rahatsız edici, en sapkın cinayet vakalarından birini Kevin Davis 2014 yılında işledi. Kevin Jezrael Davis, 18 yaşında, çarpık fantezileri olan mutsuz bir gençtir. Bunun ne tür fanteziler olduğunu ilerleyen dakikalarda öğreneceksiniz. Texas Corpus Christi'de 50 yaşındaki annesi Kimberly Hill ile birlikte yaşıyordu. Arada sırada ablası Destiny de onlarla birlikte kalıyordu. 26 Mart 2014 sabahı her gün olduğu gibi mutsuz şekilde uyandı Kevin. Annesine hayattan ve insanlardan bıktığını, intihar etmek istediğini söyleyerek isyan etti. Anne Kimberly üzgün olduğunu ama intihar etmeye çalışırsa onu durduramayacağını söyledi. Çünkü oğlunun tuhaflıklarını biliyordu. Ama bunu duyan Kevin sinirlendi. Böyle sakin bir tepki beklemiyordu. Eğer benim ölmemin bir önemi yoksa senin ölmenin de bir önemi yok diyerek hemen o anda orada annesinin canını almaya karar verdi. Koltukta televizyon izleyen anne Kimberly'ye arkadan yaklaşıp boğazına kablo doladı ve sıkmaya başladı. Kimberly'nin çığlık atmasıyla panikleyen Kevin ipi bırakıp hemen bir çekiç aldı ve annesinin kafasına vurmaya başladı. Yaklaşık 20 çekiç darbesi alan 50 yaşındaki kadının kafatası parçalandı. Bu sırada ablası evde değildi. İyi ki de değildi. Çünkü Kevin'in listesinde ablası Destiny'nin de ismi vardı. Zavallı kadın hala hayattaydı ama artık sadece hırıltıları duyuluyordu. Henüz Kevin'in işi bitmemişti. Annesinin dağılan kafatasından içeri elini soktu ve dedektifleri söylediğine göre macun kıvamındaki beyniyle oynamaya başladı. Sanki bu deneyimden haz alıyor gibiydi. Evden çıkmadan önce polise bir not bıraktı. Bu notlardan birinde "Beni yakalayın, dağınıklık için üzgünüm" dedi. Sonra bisikletini atlayıp evden kaçtı. Ama yaptıklarından kaçmayacaktı. Komşusuna gidip 911'i aramasını söyledi. Polisler anne Kimberly Hill'i yatak odasında, kafatası parçalanmış ve belden aşağısı çıplak şekilde buldu. Bir de şimdi olayı Kevin Davis'in ağzından dinleyelim. Çünkü hikayenin tamamını anlatmadım. Özellikle onun ağzından duyun istedim. Bu gerçekten aklınızdan asla çıkmayacak bir itiraf videosu olacak.
We're here to listen to you.
Why are you here? What happened?
Can you tell us what happened?
Well, I asked my mother for permission to die, or rather kind of commit because, well, that doesn't really matter why I wanted to kill myself.
Sure it does. Tell us.
I'm bored with life. I don't like life. I don't like people. I wrote the note. I did.
When did you write the note?
Around 6-ish, 7-ish.
Today or yesterday?
Yesterday.
Okay.
That's in the afternoon or morning?
Afternoon.
Okay.
And then what happened?
Wrote a plan to kill both my mother and my sister, quite frankly, because that's always been a thing of mine. I'm a bit of a pervert.
Is it like a fantasy thing?
It is, actually. I tried to strangle her with a cord, a ripped cord from a video game console controller. That didn't work, huh?
Where was this at you tried to strangle her?
She was sitting on the couch watching TV.
Okay.
That didn't work out too well. She started screaming, and so I went to her room, opened a drawer at the very bottom to the right. I pulled out a hammer. I went back in the living room, and, well, you kind of get the gist from there. And she was out pretty quickly. Kind of tried to play dead at first, but then I finished it.
So you hit her with a hammer when she was sitting in the sofa in the living room?
No. First, I tried to strangle her, and that didn't work. She grabbed the cord, so I raced back into her room, grabbed the hammer, came back out, and then did it.
Kimberly Hill 1.93 boyunda heybetli bir kadındı. Bu yüzden oğlu boynuna kablo doladığında elleriyle kabloyu çekerek Kevin'e engel oldu. Eğer Kevin çekiçle annesine müdahale etmeseydi kendi bilek gücüyle asla annesini yenemezdi.
How many times did you hit with a hammer in the living room?
At least 20, but then she was still alive. I dragged her into the room, as you probably clearly saw, and then I kind of wormed my hands into her brains to kind of just, she was still snoring.
Okay, so she was still alive?
She was still alive.
Did you use a knife on her?
Actually, I was going to, but no, I didn't get to do that.
I guess you never got to stab her with a knife?
No.
It was all with a hammer?
It was all with the hammer in my hand.
Where did you hit her with the hammer?
The head.
All in the
I believe I may have gotten her hand because she was covering herself.
Okay. Where did the hammer come from that you used?
From her drawer.
Okay.
Yes.
And then after you killed her, you just left it there, the hammer?
I did.
Yes. If you saw a hammer there next to her body, that's the one you used.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there was some blood in the knife, but you said you never used it. I guess just blood just from where you grabbed it around the...
Oh, that knife. Actually, I used that to stir her brains up a little, but then that didn't really work out, so I just kind of decided to delve on in.
Did you do that in the living room or the bedroom? Because we found that it wasn't in the bedroom.
I may have started at.
So,
yeah, actually, I used the knife in the living room, and then didn't I take it with me?
So her brains were already kind of coming out in the living room when you dragged her?
Yes, but she was still snoring like a baby, and so I just kind of...
Explain to her how you grabbed her so that you wouldn't leave such a mess in the carpet. Did you carry her from underneath the arms and just dragged her, or how did you drag her?
It was very sloppy, actually.
Yeah.
I dragged her from her shirt, I dragged her by her legs, I dragged her by any way I kind of felt. I mean,
Okay.
I don't really exert physical labor to me, so I'm not a very strong person.
It should be. Is this in the front or the back of the head?
Top, back, mainly. No, actually the entrance wound is around yonder somewhere here.
Okay.
And then, so when you dragged her to the living room, to the bedroom, you kept on hitting her there?
Yeah, I kind of went.
And then what did you do after that?
Then I had sex.
You did? Okay. Did you come inside her?
I did, actually.
Have you ever done that before, like had sex with her?
No, I haven't, actually.
This is just the first time?
Oh, yeah, I lost my virginity to a corpse.
Okay. Did you change in the bathroom? Did you?
I did. I took a bath before then. Well, that's a little personal, but yeah, I needed to clean it off, and so, and then I changed, yeah.
Okay. How about your sister? What's your sister's name?
Desiree Hill.
Is she okay?
She is okay, yeah.
Okay.
Where does she live?
At an apartment actually very near here. That big kind of Hispanic thing, like Spanish-looking building.
Mm-hmm. Was it a fantasy of yours to kill her as well?
It was.
Did you write down that on your note?
Oh, I did, actually, but I decided against it because, well, I'd had my fill of killing. I didn't... seemed a little much.
Mm-hmm.
A little too excessive, yeah.
Then you took her clothes off, or what? Or was she already unclothed?
Actually, I had to drag her by her clothes to get her in there. It was very laborious, actually.
Mm-hmm.
She's a pretty big woman, she's heavy.
Yeah.
Hey, is she your natural mother? Biological mother?
Yeah, actually she is my natural mother.
Mm-hmm.
I'd always loved my mother, I guess in the wrong sort of way, but a kind of love, I guess.
Have you killed anybody else before?
I have not.
You just fantasized about it?
I just fantasy, yeah.
What got you to this point? Tell us about what got you to this point. In a roundabout way to commit suicide. Say no, she said yes. What did she say to you?
She said, basically I'm a grown man and what I do, she can't really stop me. Yeah, she said she'd cope with it. If you kill him, that's kind of why she wanted me to go away. Why she called my sister to come pick me up, and that's kind of why I just... She talked to me. She said my sister's going to come pick me up now, like in a few minutes. Go live with her, and that's when I said it's time to act, now or never.
I see.
So at that point you got pissed?
Not necessarily. I just knew it was time to act now or never.
How long have you had this thought rebrain?
Since around my preteens, actually.
Mm-hmm. How many siblings do you have? Is it just you and Desiree?
I do have a half-brother, actually, but I haven't seen him in a long while.
How about Dad? Where's Dad? He's not in the picture, your dad?
He's an idiot.
Do you have an idea where he's at?
Probably somewhere in Fort Worth, maybe.
And you lived there with your mom at Windrush Apartments? What's apartment number there?
1707.
Which you have your own bedroom there?
I do.
Okay. How about the notes that you wrote? How many notes did you write?
3.
3. There was one in the living room.
Yeah.
That one was addressed to who?
Desiree, my sister, because I knew she would. She's a good girl, but rather sensitive. I knew she would lose her head if she kind of saw that.
Do you remember what the note said?
Keep your head. Hurry. She might still be alive, although I highly doubt it, in parentheses.
Mm-hmm.
Sincerely.
But when you wrote the note, you knew your mom was already dead.
Oh, yeah, I knew it. You know,
So
it was
you're
kind
just
of
messing with Desiree by writing that she might still be alive.
yeah, my sick sense of humor.
Okay.
I was,
And then there's a second note in your mom's bedroom. What did that one say? Do you remember?
chase me.
Was that addressed to the police or to who?
I was in a very playful mood at the time.
Okay.
I just wanted to run. Just wanted to see how far I could get. But
Yeah. So what? Your plan was to leave town?
oh yes,
But a bus,
actually, yeah,
take a bus?
the Greyhound bus. I was gonna try to get out of the state or anything really.
Okay. But I guess something else happened. You ended up at somebody's house.
I just went over there to their house to use their phone, and
Was it like the first house that you saw, or how did you go to this house to ask to use the phone?
Initially, my plan was just to run as far as I can, but then I ended up crying my eyes out in like the thick woods, like, what did I do? I knew that my life wasn't going to go anywhere, not anymore, so I just kind of gave it up midway.
Mm-hmm.
You feel sorry you did this to your mom?
In a way, yes, but I wouldn't take back what I did. It's strange, really. I did love her.
Is she being mean to me?
Oh, no, she's been the best mother.
Okay, so there's nothing that she did?
Oh, absolutely nothing, no.
If I was to ask you, what did she do to deserve this, what would you do?
Absolutely nothing. I'm a
Terrible
cruel,
person.
disgusting person. Yeah, basically.
How'd you come up with the idea to kill her and have sex with her? Was it dark games?
Some things inspired me, but they did not necessarily plant the seed.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? They didn't plant the seed, but they did egg me on, rather, I guess.
Is that the books you've been reading?
Not necessarily. I watched some. I recently got into watching some foreign movies, creepy stuff, not necessarily mainstream horror.
I'm just interested because it's something unusual, and you're here telling us about it, and you appear to be a nice guy. You appear to be a good guy. You're not yelling and screaming at us.
You seem very rational.
You're very rational. You're a pretty good guy. This is what I'm trying to figure out. That's all.
I'm kind of more fascinated by the more artistic ways of murder, the meticulous manner, the way they cut them open, and just slice them to pieces with, such care, such love.
And you were in 10th grade?
Yeah.
Did you ever tell anybody else what your plans were? What you wanted to do, your mom or your sister?
No, but over the years there were hints. As a younger boy, I was a lot dumber.
At this point, what do you consider yourself? You consider yourself, I'm going to use a dirty word, okay, but I don't mean to insult you, okay? Do you consider you mentally disturbed? Do you consider yourself crazy? What do you consider yourself, any of those?
I'm not mentally disturbed. I'm sane. I know exactly what I did. I know that it's wrong in the traditional sense of wrong.
Hello.
It was just a fantasy you had, and you had to carry it out.
Yeah.
Not yet.
You still feel like you want to keep on killing? To keep on, with other fantasies? Or how do you feel?
I came here to pay for my crimes, so I guess I should continue with the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Truthfully.
Yes, definitely.
I would kill again.
Mm-hmm.
How about us? You think you want to kill us?
Oh, no. Rather, men aren't my thing, actually.
Women.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a girlfriend?
I don't. I've never had a girlfriend.
You never had a girlfriend?
I'll tell you what, give me your fantasy of killing a woman.
This is a little peculiar. I'm on camera. Okay,
I'm not surprised at what I'm going to hear, but you tell me.
Maybe dressing up in a nice suit, sneaking into her house, disabling her boyfriend. I'd bring a pretty dress with me to dress her up in. I was always into strangling, but maybe something big and sharp would be more along. I'll probably decapitate her, as I prefer my women dead.
Okay.
kind of try to work the head back on, perhaps. And then I'd go to town, and it would be a night to remember.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd kind of just burn everything and run for the hills.
You mentioned that you lost your virginity to a corpse.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? What happened?
Oh, well, just last night, my mother, yeah.
Okay, not somebody else. You're talking about your mom.
Yes.
Okay, so before that you had never had...
Well, I guess since I'm being quiet about it, I might as well tell you now. And it's on the note too, the PS part. We used to have a gray cat named Claire. I strangled it, I drowned it, and then I cut it open, and you know the rest. You kind of get the rest.
Yeah.
You ever had sex with a live person?
No.
Having sex with a live person, that doesn't turn you on. It's dead thing, dead person, dead animals. That's what turns you on.
I don't necessarily mind. I don't have standards or morals.
Mm-hmm.
Body's a body, and in the end, it's a piece of meat. I guess it's harsh to say, but no, I don't necessarily mind. I just accepted it as a part of me. I wasn't really ashamed of it. It just was what it was.
Tell me, what do you think should happen to you? What do you think your punishment should be?
Whatever the judge, the people, the jury deems fit. I can rot, I can suffer for years, or I can be given the death penalty, whatever they think.
Have you ever hurt your sister?
No, I haven't.
No.
Anybody else?
Oh, no. Yeah, that was my first.
Do you want to know what's going to happen to you now?
Oh, sure.
Okay, very simple. City vicinity, if you charged with murder, then you will be transferred over to the county, where, of course, you'll go to the county jail. They'll set a bond for you and everything else, and if you can afford to get out of jail, then I mean, so be it. And if you can't, sit there until your trial. Okay? The trial, you can plead not guilty, and you will decide if you're guilty or not, or you may be able to cut a deal with the district attorney for whatever time you want to cut a deal for. Okay? You know, in a jury, of course, a jury of 12, you might have several women or several men. All those people have had mothers in the past, and they may not be too proud of you.
Oh, of course. I don't expect people to think very highly of me after this.
Hey, but like I said, I admire you for your honesty. You were honest with us, and you didn't try to bullshit us. Okay, and you're...
Kevin Davis, cinayeti itiraf etmesine ve videoya kaydedilmiş bir itirafta bulunmasına rağmen mahkemede suçlamaları reddetti. Daha sonra savunmasını değiştirdi. Jüri, Kevin Davis'ın ömür boyu hapis cezasına çarptırılmasını istediğini söylerken Kevin onlara gülümsüyordu. Şu an Teksas'taki Yester 4 tesisinde ömür boyu hapis cezasını çekiyor. Fakat Mart 2044'te şartlı tahliye edilme ihtimali var. Umarım çıkamaz.